Have you ever talked to someone literally for hours? It seemed like all of your conversations were so in depth. It literally seemed like you can talk to hours to this one person. It would instantly bring a smile on your face knowing that you saw a text or a phone call from this one person. But out of nowhere, it seemed like this person changed. But trust me, there were signs and we'll discuss them. Or maybe you guys had a petty little argument, but the argument was so petty, it shined light on who this person truly was. You knew deep down inside, based on this petty little argument, that you didn't like this person. Welcome back to the Fabulous Life of Natalie, and in this episode, we're going to be discussing the top 4 signs that they're not the one for you. The bad news is time flies. The good news means you're the pilot. Always remember one thing, their behavior is their closure. What does that mean? That means eventually their behavior will be the closure of their relationship. They will eventually show you who they are, and that will be the closure of your relationship. Now, don't get me wrong, it won't be instant, but they will eventually show you who they are. Every criminal eventually gets caught. You see, people fake to be someone they're not. They fake to be someone they're not, or people just don't know who they are. And when they don't know who they are, they'll pretend to be someone they're not. And that's one of our first signs. Are they matching your energy? What does that mean? Are you the one doing 100% of the work? Are you sending out all the texts? Are you trying to do all the phone calls? Are you trying to get meetings to hang out with this person? Is it just you? If they're not matching that energy, if they're not doing the same thing you're doing, believe me, they are not matching your energy. And you have to think about it on the other person's perspective. Like, I know if I was just out dating someone and they're messaging me all the time, it makes it seem like they're bugging you, right? It makes it seem like it's annoying. They're doing all the work and then you're not interested. So always make sure this person who is matching the same energy that you're putting out. I believe you can catch red flags at the beginning of a relationship and you won't have to waste your time. Guys, news flash. People don't care if they waste your time. So it's up to you to determine ahead of time if this person is worth your time. And that's why we're going over these top 4 signs that they're not the one for you. Are their moods consistent? Are they the same person every day? I understand fights happen, arguments happen, but if they can't balance their own moods, how can they balance a relationship with you? Think about it. Could you be with someone and their moods constantly change? Boom, 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 boom. Think about that. How could you keep up with that? Conversation. Are they having good conversation? Is the conversation always dry? Is there always argument? Like, these are all signs that they're not the one for you guys. If you're constantly leading the conversation all of the time, what I would do is, I've done this before. One time I was just quiet. I was thinking, you know what? I'm tired of leading the conversation all the time. And see how it goes when they lead the conversation, or if they have a hard time leading the conversation. If they're doing any of these things, guys, they are not the one for you. If you're constantly arguing about everything, little things, they are not the one for you. Conversation is key when it comes to a relationship. Respect. Are they respecting you? Respect to me in a lot of things. I mean, if they're calling you out of your name, they're not the one. Or even if they're waiting until they drink or waiting until you argue and they're calling you out of your name, that is a form of disrespect. If they are the one for you, believe me, they would not disrespect you by calling you out of your name. Because I feel like if someone's gonna go as little as disrespecting you verbally, emotionally, they're gonna cheat on you, right? So that is another sign that they're not the one for you if they disrespect you. It could be name calling, it could be anything. But as long as you feel as though they're disrespecting you, they're not the one for you guys. That's all I have for you as far as the top 4 signs, but you also have to keep these things in mind if you're trying to get in a relationship. I feel everybody should have some kind of standards, right? To people, I look like I have high standards because I know what I will not accept and what I will accept. So to someone with no standards, it looks like, you know, I'm too picky. It makes it look like I have high standards. But I feel like if you approach a situation if you go into a relationship with some kind of standards, you know what you will accept and what you won't accept. And that way, in the beginning stages, you'll know, okay, I can tolerate this person, I cannot tolerate this person. This will or will not work for me. The best example I have for this situation is, let's say, like for me, I knew from the jump, at a young age, I would never accept someone cheating on me. So if you, let's say you accept someone cheating on you, right? Let's say you're with Jimmy, Jimmy's cheating on you, you're aware of Jimmy cheating on you, but later on in the life you find out that, you know, his mom doesn't like you. You break up with Jimmy for Jimmy's mom not liking you, and then later on in life you start dating somebody else and they cheat on you. You learn to accept that behavior based on your previous relationships. So I would say whenever you're going forward looking for a relationship, have a mental note, even have a written note down about what you will accept and what you won't accept. Have some kind of standards. And of course, it would not be the fabulous life of Natalie without story time. So I had a guy I was talking to that was all four of these categories, meaning, well, he didn't really disrespect me, but he had the mood swings. He wasn't very consistent. He wasn't good at communication. So of course, if you've been following me, you already know I cut him off. But as far as like the mood swings, like I was working with him, one day he would talk, one day he didn't talk, one day he would talk, and we used to work out. So he would come in and I started to realize his behaviors. He would come into work like, ooh, I can't wait to, you know, do this workout routine today. We're gonna do this, and this. Towards the end of the shift, now keep in mind, we were working 10 hours and up to 12 hours. So 10-hour shifts, sometimes 12-hour shifts. And then minutes before we got ready to leave, oh yeah, man, we ain't gonna be able to go to the gym today. And I'm just like, what? So long story short, it started to travel around that I guess he was engaged or was gonna get engaged. And so I guess that's the form of cheating, I guess. So whenever I would go home and whenever I would call him, he would never pick up the phone. Now, he never picked up the phone one time we were talking, so that kind of was like a red flag for me. Obviously, like I said, it didn't work out. I paid attention to the signs. I knew what I was going to accept and what I wasn't going to accept. So I wound up cutting it off. Same thing for you guys. Like I said, if something feels wrong and something doesn't feel right, definitely listen to your gut instinct and know that it's just safe to save time. And he even said, though, because, you know, we had stopped talking and I was telling him how other guys would just inbox me, never follow up, and he would tell me that he knew from day one, if he was to see me in a grocery store, this is the guy that I told you started acting strange. He said if he was to see me in a grocery store because he met me at work, he would know from day one that he wasn't the one for me, but he would pretend to be the one. So that just tells you people don't care if they waste your time, guys. They don't care. It's up to you to realize, is this person worth the chance? Is this person not the chance? Because they would just mess with your time. You know, time is valuable to me, so anybody wasting my time, it's a big deal. So always keep this in mind moving forward. Know your standards, know what you will accept, what you will not accept. And that's all I got for you guys today. If you liked the video, please let me know by liking and subscribing. Until next time, I'll see you guys next time.